As you came in, do you notice a house that's been got the scaffolding around it? That's Hillingdon House. Now that was built in 1717 for the 3rd Duke of Strindberg. He was a German in the British Army. He fought with William of Orange. He had it for a couple of years and he passed away. It changed hands a few times and then it got into the hands of the Cox family. Frederick Cox was a wealthy banker and he passed it down through his family. In 1844 that caught fire and half of it burnt down and they rebuilt it to the way it is now. Just to let you know, the scaffold ain't been up there since 1844. What's going to happen to it now is going to be made into a restaurant, come offices above it. That stayed that way until about 2 years before the outbreak of the First World War, when Frederick Cox died, and it became in the hands of the government. They bought it for £34,000, and they were originally going to make this into a prisoner of war camp. But people around this area kicked up so much that they changed their minds, and it became a gunnery school for the Royal Flying Corps. Towards the end of the war, it became a convalescent home for the Canadians returning back from the First Great War. In 1918, on the 1st of April, the RAF were formed and they took over the land. Now, in the Hillingdon House there, number 11 group, which you're standing to at this present moment, was formed. Also in there was number 12 group formed, and also inside there was the Bomber Command. They were there for a few years before they moved to Langley, just on the other side there in Berkshire, and then they moved to High Wycombe where they're based now. Also in there was the Royal Flying Corps, was the Royal Observer Corps. They stayed there for about 3 to 4 years before they moved out and found their permanent housing somewhere else. Where you're standing used to be called RAF Hillingdon. This wasn't RAF Uxbridge like a lot of people believe. It was RAF Hillingdon. Where the River Pin runs through the centre, that was the border mark. On the other side was RAF Uxbridge. This side became RAF Uxbridge in 1958 when they finally merged together. It stayed that way until 2010 when it finally closed down. If you look behind me, you can see this monument. This monument was there for the people that worked during the Battle of Britain. This is Cornish granite and was laid in 1958 by Lord Dowding himself. On it, it states out of the 1,733 German aircraft that were downed, 1,300 of them was directed from this base here. Also on the bottom of that says, never in the field of human conflict has so much been by so few. Now, in your history books, that was said in Parliament on August the 20th, 1940. Matter of fact, it was said on August the 16th, 1940. As Winston Churchill came out from the bunker, he turned to General Ismay and stated those words. His secretary wrote it down, he used it 4 days later in Parliament. If you look behind the plane here, you can see a green door and a wall. That was the back gate to Keith Parks. Air Vice Marshal Keith Parks was a New Zealander born to British parents. His father was Scottish, and he became in control of number 11 group. The plane in front of it, as you see, was presented to us by the Polish Association, and that's in the colours of the Polish squadron, the 303. Now, the 303 squadron was formed at RAF Norfolk, which is just down the road. Now, they didn't come into the Battle of Britain until about halfway through. Now, the Battle of Britain went from July the 10th to October 31st. Now, they didn't actually come into active service until about the 2nd of September. And between September the 2nd and October the 31st, they downed more than 137 aircraft, more than any other Allied or British squadron during the whole of the Battle of Britain. If you look across the way here, you'll see a Mark 9 Spitfire in number 33 squadron colours. Now, people ask us the reason why, as it's called a Battle of Britain bunker, that we have a Mark 9 Spitfire with D-Day colours. Matter of fact, this isn't really, you could call it a Battle of Britain bunker. It's got that name for what it done during the Battle of Britain. This base was open from 1939 right the way through the whole of the Second World War. This place did the evacuation of Dunkirk, it did Dieppe, and also done the D-Day landings, and it was used 24/7 during the whole of the Second World War. The people who lived in this area would notice that that plane there very, very often, because that used to be the front gate guard at RAF Uxbridge on the Uxbridge Road there. So anyway, I'll take you down so we can see what how the bunker works.
So when you go down in the corridor, there are some head strikes on the right, so if you they stick out an angle.
Yeah, I'm good. Oh, yeah, okay, thank you. Keep left, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much. Dotykamy, patrzymy, nie dotykamy. Powiedział pan, nie dotykamy. Nie dotykamy. Teraz w kowiarach nie dotykamy.
O, ja myślałam, że to...
Nie dotykamy. Widzisz, o, jakieś śruby wystają, tego po prostu nie dotykamy. A to jest śmieszne.
Ło, ja się czuję.
Bo schodzimy nisko.
Mogę widzieć wszystko. Ale co by nie?
O te śruby chodziło. Nie dotykamy tych śrub, tak? Trzymamy się za barierę. Widzisz, tu wystają takie rzeczy. To jest za nisko, także nie wiem, co się...
As you come down, once you go down the next flight of stairs, on the door frame you'll see a mark with a date on it. That was our last flood level. Also, as you go down now, you can hear the rumbling. That is the air being forced down here. That machinery that's forcing that air down is still the same machinery from 1940. So that's how good that machinery was. The machinery used in battleships for pushing the air around the ships. And that is from back from 1940.
Normalnie przez...
Uważaj, uważaj. Nie dalej. Patrz, spojrz. Patrzymy go
Slow down a bit.
Trochę wyższy. Ja bym nie zahaczyła.
What's the step as you go in?
What's the step as you go in, please?